You know what I'm saying? All right, so I don't have a name for this podcast yet. I've been calling it the Wayne Ferguson Podcast, but I don't like the idea of branding my name on everything, but I think that we were talking earlier, and I pointed to a flash sheet on the wall of an Ed Hardy repaint that I made, Prisoner of Love Podcast. And you said,
it's the best name in the fucking world.
It was perfect. It's perfect because it's, I don't know, I feel like only a tattooer would really know that, or someone who likes tattoos.
Or people who just maybe find me very romantic. Find me, it's just like they're just clutched. They're clutched in this, they have a love for me. And they're just a prisoner.
Better watch out with those
they're
words.
Just, oh, R. Kelly, dude. You're going to see a documentary about me, yeah. It's like the real life of Wayne and his sex cult. All right, so we'll get into it. So I'm going to say today's podcast is called the Prisoner of Love Podcast. And I'll see if I go with it. If you guys like that name, let me know below. If you don't, give me a better name. Maybe I'll go with that. This is we're making up as we go. So where's the first time you saw a tattoo? Like what led you to tattooing? Like the first time you saw a tattoo, what did you see? What did you think? Why are you doing what you're doing now? How did you get into it?
I don't think I wasn't really into tattooing in high school. Mm-hmm. I was into drawing a lot, and it wasn't till I was actually in high school where I got my first tattoo.
How old were you?
16, I think.
No way.
I actually got it in Venice too, as well.
Like just one of the street shops?
This shop right down the street from where I'm working right now.
So did you say you were 18, or did you just not mention it? How'd you get away with it? It's a little loose.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where we just didn't say anything. I looked like I was 18.
Did you have the beard?
You know, I had some facial hair, yeah. Mm. So, I mean, we just went in there. I got my tat and didn't say anything.
Was there kids in high school that were kind of doing the same move? Was that like the thing to do?
I mean, it was only me and my friends. I remember being super popular for having the one tat.
Fuck
you know,
yeah. Which one was it?
One kid with the one tat. The little star with the flames, dude.
Fire,
the little
dude.
90s star.
What up, world? That's tight. Yeah, I never really... Tattoo shops were really scary and foreign and different, and I just thought it was I never thought I could walk in. I didn't know what tattooing was. I never seen a tattoo happen before I saw a tattoo happen on me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think it was an option. And I almost got tattooed by someone out of their house, but it didn't happen, luckily. But that's just crazy when I hear people that like were just ballsy enough teenagers to walk in and like...
Oh, Venice Beach was like big for that.
Yeah.
When we were kids, dude, it was pipes and, you know, and,
it was kind of
skateboard.
Yeah.
It was a big adventure to go to Venice Beach because we lived in the South Bay. So it was, when we were kids, we would take our skateboards or our bikes and make it a mission to go out there to Venice, try and get a pipe because we weren't 18 because it was the only place you could get one.
Okay.
And they wouldn't card you.
Right.
Same thing with tattoos, you know. I don't know. Venice has definitely changed a lot since then.
Right.
You know,
I just didn't know that just sounds so like, I think any kid with a tattoo is like, I had some friends, my friend Jackie, she had across her lower back said Riverside in really bold letters on her lower back. She got it when she was 14, bro.
Yeah, dude, that shit was popular back then.
Fucking sick. You know what I mean? It's not that tight now, but it was super cool.
Well, I was just talking to my client earlier today about lettering necklaces.
That was a big thing.
That's what they call it. Like that's
right.
I mean, we don't call them lettering necklaces, but that's what they are. They're definitely fair. A lettering necklace.
No, that was a thing. That was a thing. I think the across the shoulders Old English never went out, but that kind of did go out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think anybody that has lettering like that is, and if it's at least 10 years old, you know, they definitely would regret it.
It shows your age.
You know, yeah, for sure.
It shows your age for sure. That was definitely like an era. I don't know, though. I think people are still doing it. But, you know, I used to do that, and I don't get asked to do that. I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, not anymore.
I mean, now there's letter guys that do letters.
Yeah, like if...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you look at Norm, and Norm's probably doing lettering.
He's probably doing them across the same thing.
Yeah.
Letter necklaces all day.
Yeah.
lace you up with that letter necklace, letter bracelets, whenever you want. Yeah. Big letter on the side of the face, some weird shading in there. You got it. I like that stuff. I actually was going to kind of pursue that when I got into tattooing. I wanted to do letter stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I used to want to do. I was trying to do like realism, black and gray, the cholo style, black and gray.
Shit.
And, I was pretty into that, and I think that, what I was doing was more focused on trying to go in that direction. It wasn't until I kind of found traditional tattooing.
Yeah, so let's
it found me, I guess.
Ooh,
I don't know. There we go. That sounds
just
better.
just kind of like a prisoner of love, sort of like a little
Sorta.
Prisoner of the tats.
I think traditional tats hit you where it needs to be hit.
Okay.
When you look at a nice solid tattoo, you're like, oh.
I think to me it all kind of culminated to like good marketing. Like I remember I liked band merchandise, like simple screen printed, like you can only afford white on black for the screen print, so it had to be simple. Or like a skateboard graphic, or like or even like Andy Warhol, like pop art, like just a few colors, just solid, and then like even graffiti, like the Cope throw up letter bomb, or even just a stencil, and then when it culminates into tattooing, like just black, brown, yellow, red, and green, it's like whoa, that has the same feeling that Cope throw up like graffiti bomb had, the same feeling that Andy Warhol pop art thing had, the same feeling. And like to me, it all kind of came full circle, and traditional just like seemed like the most readable, legible, clean, like you don't gotta squint at it thing that made me really dig it. And I think at first I didn't like it because I'm not a patriotic guy, and I thought you had to be like a sailor or a Navy or a military dude, and I was like, I don't want a fucking eagle, like that's not cool, And then when I think what brought me really into traditional, because I first wanted to do traditional, but my style. But I didn't have a fucking style. Yeah. Like I wanted to make it custom and
you
cool.
You didn't have that foundation.
I didn't have the foundation, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until I got the foundation and I started nerding out in the history to where I saw that the historical value, like tattooing has its own history. Like it could be just a cool tattoo because it has cool tattoo history separate from why people got it back in history. And I think that now everything's been done and watered down so much, I think for the better, because you don't have to be a sailor to get a clipper ship anymore. And I think that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and nothing means anything unless you say what it means. And even then, the person that looks at your tattoo, they have a presumption of what they think it means.
In fact, I was just talking to somebody about the other day about how like I don't even see sailors. Right. I think I've tatted maybe 3 sailors in my whole career.
But I think that's just your location, right? Like when I guest spot in San Diego, I tat sailors.
Maybe. Yeah. I've never tattooed in San Diego, so.
Right.
But, I think just everybody's getting tattoos now. It doesn't even matter.
Right. And I've also seen that I think even just a couple years ago, I don't know if it's just changed in my world because being appointment only and then the YouTube thing and my different clientele coming in now, but I think there was a certain type of person like traditional, whether they were like kind of subculture-ish. Like, I feel like traditional is the tattoo style, but I feel like you kind of had to be into tattoos to get into that tattoo style.
I say that all the time.
Right?
We're the tattooer's tattooer.
Yeah, exactly.
We tattoo mainly tattooers.
Right.
Like the guy I tattooed today.
Yeah.
He's a black and gray tattooer, realism. Mm-hmm. But he came to me for a tattoo, for a bold, traditional black and gray tattoo.
But the odd thing that's happened with me really recently is that my work is a reflection of me, so I get people similar to me or like me or have something in common with me. Like you get in what you kind of put out. Even if it's your personality, the way you walk, the way you talk, the tattoos, whatever, you get some of that back. Mm. And I think now from like, say, the YouTube thing, now it's like people have got into traditional tattoos from me, and it's almost like I'm doing walk-in tattoos. Like the person comes in have no tattoos, and their first tattoo is one off the wall. And it's like this weird, cool dream world I'm living in, where it's like these like just everyone likes this stuff now.
I mean, how could you not? You walk in here, there's so much cool flash.
It's pretty cool, but and it's like many people have never been into a tattoo shop, but they've watched 50 of my videos. They've been in the shop vicariously through that. They've seen other people pick off the walls, and they've come in and they like saw that one in the background and they want that one off the wall. And so I'm living in this weird world right now where I agree with it's for everyone. You know what I mean? And I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, do you have a particular type of clientele for traditional, or is it kind of just everyone now too? Is it not just me?
I mean, I see a lot of like certain, like some of my clients, they only go to certain tattooers. So I mean, like I definitely see like the same kind of clients.
Okay.
You can kind of see that.
Especially with like the niches, like the colorful panthers, the patterns.
Exactly.
It's like
yeah,
you're the next
like,
part of the collection.
Because I have a couple different styles that I, try and replicate, like the old school style, something kind of newer with newer colors, but the same.
Right.
And then black and gray. Mm-hmm. So usually you can kind of tell right off the bat what they want and what kind of a person they are once they come in. Because as soon as they come in, I'm going, oh, this guy's going to want color.
I get that. For me, that predictability has gone out the window recently, which has been really interesting. I don't know. But I think
well, I mean, I don't take walk-ins. I only take
but neither do I.
appointments. And,
neither do I.
I
don't know. It's weird.
Maybe
I think
it's because you travel.
I think everyone's getting tattooed. And I don't know. But I've also got asked recently, like, do you think it'd be cool to do a sleeve with realism and traditional mixed and match? So I think people are just collecting these things as just like they like things, but they don't know why. They just like that image. Tattooing is strange. I don't know.
I think art is strange in general.
But let's get back to you being a little kid, getting a tat in Venice. Did that kind of like spark the idea of wanting to do tattoos?
No. Actually, I got the tattoo and just thought I was the shit. I was a little like hard rock, kid, listen to metal, and used to go to a lot of like metal shows and stuff like that with my friends. And I don't know, I guess that scene, just like the punk rock scene, the metal scene, all of that, they kind of have tattooing as their art medium, I guess. Like, I don't know, everybody gets tattooed and shit when they're in the punk scene.
It's just part of the thing you do.
And everyone always saw my art and they'd be, oh, I'd get that tattooed. What
kind of art were you drawing? What were you drawing when you were a kid?
Probably crap.
Right.
But...
were you like just tracing like drawing bland logos?
Black and gray stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like skulls and...
Sick. Flames,
yeah.
Flames and stars.
Skulls and smoke and, all of the... Because, I started tattooing in the hood, like... Yeah. But so I just, started drawing stuff in high school and people were like, dude, I get that tatted. And then I think it was the people basically telling me that kind of sparked my interest. And maybe I should check that out, you know? And... I don't know. It just kind of stuck. Ever since,
And so with that, where did you find your first equipment? How did you start dabbling and scratching with it? What did you do? How did that happen? In the hood, people asking you want to get that tatted. Maybe I'll make that tat then. Kitchen magician to the rescue.
There's some good ones. I used to tattoo out of my garage. Okay, I used to actually live out of the same garage, so it was like
work/live.
Oh yeah,
situation.
Oh yeah, and I would tattoo these kids. I was in high school too at the same time,
right?
And this is not professional at all.
Yeah.
The kid was in high school too, and he would actually be at the high school in Redondo. I think it was Redondo.
Okay.
But it was like it was close around there, somewhere in the South Bay.
Yeah.
And he would always come with like electronics, shit that he took from school.
Just
like,
bartering with you?
Dude, yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, I think I got like 2 PlayStations from him at the time.
I was gonna say like PlayStation,
yeah. Yeah, like 2 Xboxes. I had the guy that was living in the garage with me had taken all the Xboxes and PlayStations that I would get, and he made this like supercomputer out of it. Yeah,
really?
He was getting crazy with it.
Weird tweaker.
Yeah. But he wasn't doing drugs. He loved computer shit, and I was doing tats for computer shit. And we were just having fun.
Oh man!
It wasn't till I don't know. It wasn't till way after I got serious about tattooing, but that was definitely like the very start of it.
What age is this?
I had 17, 18.
Oh man,
maybe.
yeah.
I know I was still dating somebody who was in high school. I don't think I was in high school.
Right.
But I was just out of high school.
Right, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
So how long did that continue onward? Too long.
I was off and on for a couple years, you know. I got serious about it when I was about 19, 20, you know, working for a guy in Compton. I didn't actually work in Compton. He had his he had two shops. He had a shop in Compton. My buddy Chicago, if you're watching this.
What up?
He had two shops. So he had one in Echo Park.
Okay.
So I worked there for a little bit and got my chops up there, you know. But I still sucked.
Right.
I still sucked.
Right.
You know, I didn't get good till like, I don't know, good enough to be an okay tattooer.
So skipping the apprenticeship and just dabbling straight in, like pretty big setback of just lots of trial and error, like for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell my buddies and stuff that, like, you know, I'd be so much farther ahead right now if I would have just, you know, sat down with somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
But instead, I chose to go the way where people didn't know what they were doing.
But did you even know how
and
to
trying.
even... Was that even something that was on your mind? Like, did you even think about what an apprenticeship was? Were you even aware of the right way to do things? Or were you just kind of like... Because, I mean, I don't know. I came from both sides, too. You know, when I started messing with tattoos, I just got tattooed and was like, I could do that. And I just wanted to, like, do some punk rock tattoos on my leg. I didn't want to be a tattooer by any means.
Yeah, the same here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just from doing it and doing it and doing it. I kept doing it, and I was very intimidated by tattoo shops, and I guess I was aware that I was fucking up and that I couldn't go into a shop and like, oh yeah, I kind of, like I knew I was kind of on the fringe doing things incorrect. My way in was that I went through a piercing apprenticeship, and then from being a body piercer, I was piercing at a shop later, and then I got a tattoo apprenticeship while I was there after I'd stopped messing with the tattoo gig. And then I went through a tattoo apprenticeship, and then eventually piercing kind of fell away as tattooing kept happening.
That's a lot of people's, a lot of people's stories.
Right. Everyone gets in any way they can, you know, and I think that, you know, yes, we talk about how you have to go through an apprenticeship, you know, and there's a way of doing things, this and that, but I think many of the dead tattooers you look up to, there was no apprenticeship, you know what I mean? There's people buying Huck Spalding's, like, catalogs, you know, or how to tattoo A to Z, you know, there's people buying stuff from Owen Jensen back in the day, you know, there's people tattooing with animal markers or making doorbells in the tattoo machines or electric pencils, you know?
I think 90% of a good tattooer is dedicated, you know, dedication. I think having a good, solid, like, knowledge about what you're doing and who brought you there, you know, and just the pure history of everything you're doing is important. And I think a lot of tattooers don't know where they came from,
right?
You know, things like that. And I think that's what separates someone, you know, like me from most, is I have a you know, a pure dedication to.
But with the dedication, like, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna find your way in. I don't know, like, I think people get in who deserve to get in. Maybe not for the most part, because now it's so easy to get in, you know what I mean? But I mean, I didn't come from the time when it wasn't easy, you know? And there's people right now that will say, oh, it's so hard. Like, these 10 tattoo shops in my town said no. And it's like, what the fuck do you have to offer them, opposed to the other 10 guys that came in 10 shops?
Yeah, when I started tattooing, there was still a lot of shops out here. I started tattooing 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
But what was the break that got you from the garage to that shop? Like, how did that opportunity happen?
Okay.
There has to be some wild
I got a good story. Here it is. Okay. The day I actually went to go basically to this shop where I got the job at, you know, so I had been scratching out of my house for a while, and I actually I was tattooing this girl at my house, and she was getting a bunch of stars around her leg. I remember it was like it was a bunch of nautical stars or something. It was just a bunch of stars. It went all the way around her leg. Ghetto tats, you know.
Right.
I think I charged her like $100 or something, you know, like just get it done. And my power supply had shot out. You know, I didn't know how to fix anything like that. So I was like, I need to find a supply place. Couldn't find a supply place that was around me because at the time I didn't have a car. So I hit up a friend of mine.
Damn, so you just go to the tat shop and ask?
No, check it out. I hit up a friend of mine, okay? And he's like, oh, I know this 30-year tattooer.
Right.
He has some supplies. He'll hook you up. So I go, okay, for sure. Okay. I tell the lady, okay, we're gonna be here for a second.
We're gonna figure this out.
For some supplies or whatever. So dude hits me up. Kind of weird dude. And I'm like, okay. So I told him, I was like, yo, I got to get some supplies. I don't have any money. You could just do this tat for me at my house. I'll let you do the tat. You could take the money and then give me my supplies so I can work on the next clients that I have or whatever it was.
Wait, so what's the deal? I'm confused.
So the deal was that he comes over to my house. He gives me the supplies I need.
Immediately.
And he can have this client that's here. He could just tat the client because he's supposedly a 30-year tattooer or whatever it was. So I was like, you can have this $100 client tattoo the stars that are on
Finish up the tattoo you started.
I didn't start it. She was over at my house and my thing broke
before you even started. So come and do this tat and leave me a power supply. And
leave me the power supply and all the things that I need so I can tat again. So he's like, all right. It was a weird deal, but it worked, right? Guy came over. This guy came over. Yeah, this was a long time. I don't even remember half of this shit. I'm trying to like remember it as I'm talking. So he comes over, and I remember him not even putting the stencil on this girl and starting to go. Just doing stars. Just starting it, right? And he's completely fucking it up. And I remember looking at the girl, and she looking at me going, what is he doing?
What'd I get into?
Yeah, what did I do to this poor girl? I mean, granted, I couldn't even do a star back then, but she didn't know that, you know?
Right. People get the tattoos they
crazy
deserve.
Situations.
You go into a garage, you're going to get the garage.
So I remember this guy sweating his ass off. Okay? Sweating his ass off. Looking up to me and going, so I'm just going to go ahead and go. And then puts the machine down.
He left.
And gets up and he like nervously jet out the door. And I look at the girl and I go, I'm so sorry. And I look at the tat and they're not even stars.
What were they?
I don't know. They were like weird blobs of like, I don't even know.
So
like,
who was this
dude?
character?
Was definitely not. I don't know, but he left me all of the shit. He's like, "You can just have it. I gotta go," and then walked out. Right?
How did your homie have that connect? Who is this?
I have no idea. I don't.
Weird,
I just hit somebody up, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta get supplies." He's like, "No, I know this guy. He's got supplies. Don't trip."
And so, how do you recover from that situation? What did you do?
So, well, I told the girl, I was like, you know, because he didn't come over with like all the supplies I needed to tat.
Right.
I told her if she can just give me a ride up to the nearest tattoo supply place. It's right up the street in Compton.
Oh man, she's in deep.
You can, you know, I'll finish this tattoo for you, and you know, and so she gave me her a ride up there. And I was talking to the guy at the it's a supply place and a tattoo shop. It's, you know,
sick.
And I was talking to him about what happened. I was like, dude, I'm so scared right now. I don't even know what to do. You know, this poor girl has like fucked up stars all. He's like, why don't you just bring her back and you can get a job here, you know? And he's like, you got your portfolio? And I showed him my scratcher work, and he's like, we can work on you.
Really?
You know, and then, yeah, ghetto tat life, dude. I just started tatting.
Damn.
But it was definitely a struggle, you know? I feel like a lot of that shop wasn't where I learned most of, you know, what I needed to learn. It was definitely not a good situation.
Right.
It wasn't until after I was there where I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should get in a better situation, you know? Mm-hmm. Something better, because this is not tattooing.
How long were you there for?
Like a year or something. Not very long.
Right.
You know?
Was there walk-ins and stuff, or were you bringing people in?
He actually, he gave me a job. He had 2 shops. He had one that wasn't open in Hollywood, like Echo Park area. Mm. And so he just stuffed me there by myself for a little bit, and then and then slowly added a couple tattooers in, and
how bizarre,
made a couple friends and stuff. But it was nothing like, you know, nothing like House of Ink, nothing like, you know, other shops that I've been at.
So where'd you go from there? What was the next step after that?
What did I do after that? I think it was House of Ink.
Really?
No, it was S&S. I went to S&S Tattoo in Venice Beach. It was owned by this guy. His name's Marco. He's just this dude that he's nowhere near a tatter. Don't ever go to Marcos's place.
Oh, is this still
I'll
around?
straight say that shit. Yeah, dude. Buzz bomb. Dude, fuck all that.
Right. So was this a step up or a step down?
This was a step up, definitely, because I tried getting apprenticeships from people and trying to get jobs and stuff at other places, and they always shot me down. And tattooers telling me, you really think you have what it takes, and like
Right.
you can't work here, you'll never work here, go work in Venice. And
What gave you the confidence to keep doing it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think everybody kind of has a similar story with tattooing. I think they think that like tattooing found them, and like some people, I don't think it like they really mean it, but it's like it's really weird how tattooing did find me, because I didn't go out searching for it. It just kind of people just kept.
Yeah, I get that, because I didn't see with me a tattooing. Yeah, things just kind of kept happening for it to happen. I mean, granted, like there's obviously a lot of struggle, but it takes a certain person to keep pushing forward. There was a lot of things stopping you, but something kept making you go forward somehow. My path wasn't easy at all by any means, but you hear about a lot of people going and getting apprenticeships. They're mean to me. They quit. You know what I mean? Or maybe they have one shitty situation out. Like, it takes a lot for someone to keep going through it. And if you do go through a hard apprenticeship, I think the value of having a rough apprenticeship like what I had was that if you're willing to work for free for years, and you're willing to be hazed, and you're willing to be there early, and willing to be there late, and willing to not get paid, then you deserve the career that wasn't given to you but was earned. And if you have one slow week, you're not going to quit to go work at Hot Topic. You're in it because you need to be in it. You don't know how to be in anything else. That is where you need to be. You're not into it because it's just cool. So if it's just kind of handed to you, you don't understand the value of the situation anyways. So whether it was an apprenticeship or whether it was, fucking the struggle you had, you know what I mean? Like, I think you understand still the value because you still, in a way, worked for it and had to work to get to where you are,
I appreciate every day where I'm at, I do regret some things.
Right.
And I think a lot of people do, but
if you could do it over again, would you still have what you had? Like,
probably
was there
not.
any other way in? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think I would have met the people that I have met today.
Right.
I have great friendships, tattoo people from all around the world.
Right.
Just tattoo friendships in general. I don't think I would change any of that, because then nobody would be in my life that I have right now.
Yeah. So you go to S&S Super Sus Tat Shop.
Super sus, dude.
And
Super
how'd you get in over
sus,
there?
bro. I just went on the boardwalk and asked people for jobs. I took the advice of
So you're just Mormon style.
I took the advice of one of the tattooers that told me I couldn't amount to nothing, that I should go work on the boardwalk. So I
you went
did.
to the boardwalk. Did you already leave the other shop, the Echo Park Compton situation?
No.
Is that like a weird little?
I left once I got the job, because I actually went down to Venice and searched, and then I left.
Was it a sour way out?
No, not really.
Really?
I mean, I don't think so. I definitely left on good terms, because I've seen Chicago since then.
That's cool.
And he's a cool guy. He's definitely a cool guy. Everybody that worked at that place, Bones.
Because I know that when you work in such close proximity and so loose, we don't have. Tattooing is still largely self-regulated. It's not organized enough to be an industry. There's an industry that sells us shit, but us making tattoos is not an industry. Yeah. And then by all means, we talked about earlier, it's the community ends when you walk out the door of that tattoo shop. It's still very like niche-y, and I don't mind. I like it that way. But I think when you hang out with someone 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and you're not getting paid unless you're tattooing, you have to like that person. And when you leave, it can, rightfully so, the owner or other coworkers can be sensitive to that, feeling you're being betrayed. Like when I left my apprenticeship, it was like I was leaving the gang. You know what I mean? And it was very much like a gang. And so when it's like any other job, it's like, oh yeah, I just left this job. But with tattooing, it's not the same. And so it's like, Was there like any vocal understanding that you were gonna dip, or like they were just like, oh, okay, I guess he's moving on? Like,
no, I don't remember.
you
I don't
got
recall
lucky,
that
man.
one, yeah.
My exit was rough.
I think I was having problems a little bit because I was getting babysat at the shop by his dad, I think, and I don't know. I just got a little sour, but I don't think I said anything. I just said I gave him my 2 weeks, basically.
Maybe it was felt throughout, not just you. Maybe everyone's on the same page. About
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen him since, and we're not.
Yeah. So you go
So I go to S&S, man. Oh man, that place was crazy. Worse than the ghetto shop.
Super
dude.
sus
Way
tat
worse
shack.
than the ghetto shop. The ghetto shop was ghetto, man.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ. Yeah, I worked there, and there was just like so many health code violations. In
Right.
That place.
Right.
Ridiculous.
But Venice is kind of like that place is kind of like a health code violation. It's kind of some sketchy.
Me and my friends talk about it all the time, dude. It's a
different
not
world.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
Right.
I think we at our shop specifically,
Right.
are trying to change things down there. Give it a little bit of a change. It's like you can come down to Venice Beach and get a good tat, and not have to worry about getting a bad tat. There are bad shops down there. You can't take them all out,
Right.
but a lot of them have been taken out due to
think-
health code violations. S&S is no longer there anymore.
You think it could also be just
The
like
shop that I work at next door.
gentrification? Like if rent keeps going up, you can't compete off of.
Gentrification is huge in Venice Beach right now.
What I'm getting
It's
at is maybe that's pushing
slowly
out
it's getting
bad quality tats.
yeah.
Maybe that's kind of in the favor of good tattooing because it's going to separate. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you either compete on a competitive level on I'm cheaper, I suck, but I'm way cheaper than that guy, or I'm far better than that guy. And if Venice in general is getting gentrified, property values are going up, and money is there, so more regulation comes in, and more health department comes in, it kind of washes out super sus
The
tat
cheaper
shop.
guys, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean?
And there's a Starbucks open there right now, and everybody's like protesting it. And
So is that where S&S used to be?
yeah,
Okay, because you mentioned earlier. Yeah.
yeah. I was
Crazy.
telling that girl, I was like, "Isn't it so weird? I did a bunch of tats right where you're standing, and you're making coffee like
Right.
in an area where I tatted for like a good year.
Yeah.
Several of them there. Yeah, they're like protesting Starbucks right now because
Oh, that's why she was so sympathetic to you saying that. 'Cause she thought you were okay.
She was being very sympathetic to me because of everything that was happening with Starbucks, because they don't want chains to be opened in Venice Beach because it's not, it's not community based, or it's not a mom and pop coffee shop.
Okay.
It's Starbucks.
Right.
And that's
Walmart.
that signifies the change that's going to happen. The gentrification.
So it didn't stop at Snapchat because you said that Snapchat bought the building, they kicked out everyone, and then they kind of didn't.
From what we know, yeah.
Okay.
From what we know, Snapchat bought the building and kicked out the freak show. Well, they raised the rent on the freak show.
To where they can't be there anymore.
And and everyone there, there was a pipe shop guy that was there since I've been a kid.
Is that where you buy your pipe?
Since I've been a kid, we were down there stealing pipes from the dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not even,
Yeah.
no consideration of that kind of stuff. That guy was very bummed and upset that he had to leave, And I don't think Snapchat gave a shit. They just wanted to, do
Want
their
the building.
thing.
Right.
I mean, not talking too much smack on Snapchat because my roommate works for them, but the whole situation why everyone's doing that is because of that, and the community got so rough with Snapchat in Venice Beach that pretty much, I'm assuming, moved them out. They didn't want to do it no more because everyone there's fuck Snapchat stickers and things like that everywhere.
Wow.
And I don't know.
It's wild. So is that building only is retaining Starbucks now, or is there other stuff in there now?
They say there's going to be a Nike. That's another thing. Is
There's
like
the
if it's
change.
another chain, it's
I never thought about. So Venice
They're gonna
Boardwalk is
protest
mainly
it.
just small businesses.
yeah, for the most part, and most of it's artsy stuff. The whole other side of the boardwalk is they're only allowed to sell stuff that's handmade.
Really?
Yeah. If they're selling T-shirts, that the same T-shirt guy that's paying rent, that the T-shirt guy, creates hassle for the guy selling the T-shirts across the way for free. The same fucking T-shirts.
Right.
Sorry if I'm cussing. I don't know.
No, dude. Yeah, cuss.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. So, okay. So what happened with your exit with SNS? Is there any wild stories you want to share from SNS?
Not a lot. I didn't really know a lot about because when I worked in the ghetto shop, there wasn't a lot of people. I was doing $20 LA tats.
Whoa. That's real.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was rare. One a week.
So what are you doing all your downtime? You just chilling? Are you drawing still at that point?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always drawn.
Right. But Flash isn't on your brain yet. Like drawing.
No.
That's
no,
not even
absolutely
there.
not. No.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how people are making, a living at this shit, So I was at SNS and I just didn't like it there. It was really bad.
Right.
But there was a lot of tattoos. I mean, a lot of them.
Just from being where
I
you're at?
remember this was like early 2000s.
Right.
And there was still lines out the door for tattoos. In the morning you'd go there. There'd be 4 people waiting for a walk-in tattoo. That doesn't happen really right now, but I remember it happening. And yeah, I don't know. I would always walk by House of Ink, and my buddy Steve used to work there, and Nick used to work there too as well, and my buddy Victor, and I would always walk by and say hi, and and pass House of Ink and go get a sandwich or whatever, and sometimes I'd stop and say, wait, what are you guys doing today? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
House of Ink's great. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And Steve actually was the one that was like, hey man, you want a job?
That's cool.
And I showed him my work, and it was par enough to get into, to get on board. And I think that's where my journey started, as in like, okay, well, I finally got into a serious shop with serious people.
But those lines out the door in SNS, even though the shop was super sus, that's what it stands for.
Oh, yeah.
But that kind of got your chops up. You're doing a bunch of tattoos. Like,
sure.
Maybe that kind of...
Sure.
Better than one a week, right?
I still sucked, but sure, yeah.
Right.
I think everybody sucks until they get that realization where they're like, huh, I need to really do this.
Right.
So I kind of take House of Ink as my apprenticeship.
That's cool.
The people that I learned from, I stick with Julio words every day. My buddy Julio, I stick with Steve words every day. It's all in my head, Anybody at House of Ink, everybody we've had guest spot, I learn something new every day still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you been there now?
7 or 8 years now.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's wild. So you were there, how long were you there until, because you dipped out for a second and we worked together periodically for a minute. When was that? That was a few years ago.
Yeah, that was like four years ago, dude. Can you believe that?
No.
No, like that, dude.
It really did.
2015.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, no, probably,
15.
14, 15,
14,
yeah.
15, something like that.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago.
Right. So
Well,
when you went
it's
to go work
19
at that shop for a little bit, were you already dabbling with traditional, or you were kind of new to it? Like,
I
you were
was
just walking guy.
dabbing in it, I was more or less like you, where you sort of did traditional tats, but you didn't. You had your own style,
Right.
all of that. So it's super similar.
Yeah. So working leaving there, you kind of start focusing on the Coleman stuff, tracing that stuff, making your girls and Sailor Jerry and
Coleman
fucking
was the best. Dude.
Coleman,
Coleman's
yeah,
the best.
Yeah, lives on in that book forever.
Yeah.
I think art doesn't die. When David Bowie died, I'm like, I'm not sad about that shit. Still listen to Ziggy Stardust right now.
Yeah.
Nothing
I never thought at 30 years old I'd be buying as many books as I do right now.
Right.
I'm never into books, but I'm so into like.
I have a lot of books for someone that doesn't read
stuff now.
Yeah.
I have a huge new respect for like just pure old things.
Me too.
Yeah. That's why I showed you that site. That site's cool, huh?
Yeah. I was like, ooh, Ozzy knows me. Yeah. Followed it right away. Yeah.
Antiques. Oh,
yeah.
There's just something bigger. It's something bigger than us, dude.
Yeah.
Just anything old is just like,
it's like
you can
wisdom
look
to
at
it.
and you can go, wow, like we can learn from that right now. I don't know. It's just
No, I'm with you completely. Like, I think I kind of, maybe I didn't run out of it, but I love repetition. I love finding this design and finding like, oh, maybe that's not a Pat Marnock design. He got it from here and he got it from here. And oh shit, I just found this Panther belt buckle where they may have referenced that from.
Yeah.
Like I like tracing it back. And now what I've been doing too is like, it's kind of fun to hunt it out. Like even going to antique shop and not necessarily buying anything, but just taking pictures of everything.
Oh yeah.
Just old marketing, anything that was handmade.
That's a funny thing is that like I actually went to an antique shop not too long ago with my buddy Nick, and we walked in and I was looking at the pocket knives, and this one pocket knife stood out to me. I don't know what it was. You can ask him to this day too, because he was with me. I sat there and looked at it, and I was like, I really want this pocket knife. It had a character named Snuffy Smith on it, which I didn't know who that was at the time. I just saw it, and I was like, that looks like a super recognizable character. I don't know why I want this. I just do. So I bought it, right? It was like $30 or whatever it was. Took it home, did a little bit of research on the actual guy, and he's in tons of Flash, dude. He's in tons of Flash.
Really?
Yeah. Snuffy Smith was like an old comic character from the 30s.
Oh, really?
And he was. I see him in Flash all the time. Now I see him every time I go through my books. I'm like, oh, there's Snuffy.
Crazy.
There's
That's
Snuffy.
cool.
I think I painted one for you not too long ago. Was it you?
Maybe.
Oh no, it was our. You remember when we did those splits?
Yeah.
With you, too, as well.
Okay.
I think I put Snuffy Smith laying down. That was from Flash.
Huh. That's super cool.
But it's cool because it was weird how it called to me when I was looking at it. I was like, I really need that pocket knife.
Yeah. I like. It's also cool to like just. There's a kind of a point of pride of like you found that image. Like ooh, I just did a Panther 2 days ago, and it was like we live in the future. I screenshotted a picture of my friend's elementary school like ID card, and their Panther was like, or their what's it called? Their mascot was like a jaguar panther, just an outline of a cat-like animal.
Yeah.
It could have been a panther, could have been a jaguar. It was a big cat, and I was like, that's a tattoo right there. And I screenshot it a couple years ago, and I just had it in an album on my phone, and then I drew it up, and it was sitting around for a while. And line drawings are boring to look at, and if your client doesn't trust you, they don't know what that's going to turn into. But as of late, people are kind of willing to get things that are just lines and trust that they will like the way it is. And I made a really cool tattoo out of it, and I feel like, yeah, that's cool. Like like I felt like I kind of like. I sought that out. I saw something in that not many people had seen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And in a way, it feels more original. I mean, I don't think anything's original. I think we see stuff and we remember stuff and we subconsciously store it in there and we find it later in a pocket knife.
Yeah.
But it's cool to like have that foundation and then know how to go out and forge and find it for yourself later.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good reason, why I'm into traditional tattooing too. Is just because, like, I don't know. I feel like you're whenever I do a traditional tattoo or something that's out of my books, I feel like I'm part of it. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
And it feels like I'm part of this greater thing that's like, oh, I just did like this fool's tat, like from the the 1800s. Like, that's crazy. Like this guy tattooed that same exact image on a dude who's probably my grandpa's friend, and like went to the war with that tattoo. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that people also are so currently stuck with what's around the corner. They're looking ahead or looking so current. No one's looking back. So if you go and you dig up this old pocket knife, it's like the most original thing in the world because it's been forgotten about, and you found it and you brought it back. And then by you tracing it and doing your thing to it, it's brand new again, And I think it's kind of like, I don't want to, lately I've been distancing myself from like social media a little bit. Like I've been trying to, I get on Instagram, I post my photo and I'm off. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really like taking the time to tag things. I'm not like, and I'm also like, I also don't want to find new tattooers. Like I don't want to like.
So many, man.
Everyone's great. I don't care. They're all good. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
I already know enough. You know what I mean? I kind of want to just kind of stay in my lane a little bit, and I already know what I'm into. I don't want to mix it up. I just don't. I want to be consistent, and I want to stay on a path that I feel like I'm already moving on, and I don't want to look back at 2019 like, that was the year I was doing that. 2020, like,
Yeah.
I want to get better, but I want to be able to put a tattoo next to a tattoo I made 2 years ago, and it look okay. Not some weird phase, not some weird Instagram trend, not some like tattoo necklace. You know what I mean? I just want to like. There's a wisdom to these designs that never went out of style, and I have faith that they're not going to go out of style. And I think by bringing my current mindset from the future to the past and meeting it in the middle, I'm making something truly timeless, and I'm making an effort for it to last. And I don't know. And I don't know. I'm just a nerd about it. You know what I mean? It's exciting to me.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I think anybody that truly loves traditional tattoos is a traditional nerd.
Yeah.
I have several friends. My friend Nick, who I work with, and his wife Jen, super history buffs.
That's cool.
Super history buffs. They love just telling me about everything that they come across and putting me on game on that. And
it's cool.
And
everyone has something to share.
Yeah, and I love it. And it goes along with feeling like you're doing something bigger than you really are. It's not just a tat. At that point, it's like history. It's like living history. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's cool.
I'm a weirdo, I guess.
Yeah. I love that laugh.
I'm a weirdo.
Get the little goofy laugh jumping off. You haven't had an outburst of laughter in this podcast yet. I'm hoping to change that. I need to bring out some kind of joke. Anthony's holding in laughs back there.
Laugh makes me laugh.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So, House of Ink. So, where do I go from there? Your story has gaps.
Dude, man. I mean, we got stories about House of Ink.
What do you mean
gaps? What do you mean we got gaps?
I don't know. Shorty seems short.
Stort.
Andrew Storts. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Book's closed.
We love that, by the way.
So, give us some weird, House of Ink stories. Like, you're in Venice. You see some weird shit. Like, I want to hear some weird shit. I want to hear some experiences that came from those weird walk-ins. You're very accessible. You're right there. That big door is open, and there's people walking in every goddamn day.
Okay. Well, here's one. Okay, so...
The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. I want to know it.
All right. We can go with a sobby story, or we can go with...
Let's start out with maybe a funny one, maybe a sobby one, then a funny one, then a scary one.
A scary one. Okay, all right.
You have scary
Okay,
ones.
yeah, we got some.
You're in
scary
Venice. Venice is scary.
Oh, but my scary story would be not in Venice. It'd be at the ghetto tat shop.
All right, rewind. Ghetto tat shop. Scary story. Bring it.
Scary story. Okay, so this guy came in for it was a nautical star. It's just one nautical star. It had shade on the outside of it. And he said, I want this done. This is my brother's tat. He died. I'd like to get the same one done. Well, fuck yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
It's a nautical star. Let's do this. So I start up, I get set up, and I remember everything was fine. Wasn't sweating or nothing. It was a star. A lot of star stories.
And at this point, you got stars down, I assume.
I thought so. Okay, so I don't know if anybody knows, how what a nautical star is, but a nautical star is basically a regular star with the lines on the inside,
beveled, yeah,
and beveled,
right,
when you shade it. Well, I'm coloring this guy's tattoo, and I'm doing the outline. And we're talking, and he's telling me he really loves this tattoo. This is something he's wanted for a long time. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill it, man. And I remember coloring that shit in, and I colored it in black. I went black, I went white, and I went black, and then I went to the other side of the star, and I colored in the black there, and then I started going up.
Did you reverse back the wrong way?
And then I got to the end, and it was black and black, and I was like,
black and black!
fuck.
Hit the tat!
So immediately, any tattooer, they just start sweating.
Yeah,
I just
how you
started
recover?
sweating, and I stood up and I looked at him and I go, sorry, man, I fucked up your tattoo. Whoa. And he goes, and he starts laughing, right? And he's like, what? And I was like, dude, I'm being serious, man. I'm going to have to give you a free tat. I'm going to fix this one for you. I was like stuttering. I was so like, I just colored this thing wrong, dude.
Right.
And he was like, are you kidding me? And then like started crying.
He didn't see the tat? What do you mean you're kidding?
He was on his leg, so he was like this, He
Okay.
wasn't really looking. And
I was like, maybe you could just got away with it if you didn't know.
yeah, so I had to tell him. I didn't know anything else to tell him, man.
Right.
I was like, yeah, dude, I fucked up your tat. What up?
Right.
Shit. Sorry. Yeah,
Right.
fuck, dude. I don't know what to do. I think that was like the scariest moment because I had to figure out how to fix
What
that. I just
happened?
colored that bitch in black, dude, and so I colored that one in black. I put another nautical star underneath it, and just shaded where the black was supposed to be, and then another nautical star underneath it, but
Oh.
a solid nautical star. So it had this like effect,
Oh, fuck yeah, it did.
and it was all free.
This one's for you, this one's for your brother, this one's for us.
Yeah, I had to like come
Memories.
up with something, but I felt really bad, and I think that was more or less where I was sweating from. I was like, man, he was just telling me this was his brother's tat, like,
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Is that the scary one or is that the sad one?
That's the scary one, dude.
Okay. All right.
That's the scary.
Sounds
one.
a little sad. Let's lead into the sad one.
No, I mean it was. I was scared, dude.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever like got in one of those sweaty situations,
No way. What about the garage situation where homeboy
No way,
botched the
dude.
power
I
supply?
thought I was the shit, dude. Are you
Really?
kidding me?
You had some confidence.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I thought I was the shit. I think.
How did you
I think
recover-
everybody in the beginning of their tattoo.
Did you ever recover that situation?
Yeah. I ended up tatting that chick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I just tatted the stars all over. Fixed them up.
Yeah. Okay.
Colored some in black, like that same situation.
Right. Sick.
A lot of weird star situations there.
You're a superstar, man. First tattoo's a star too.
No, my first tattoo was in the same garage. It was on my buddy Nick Benson.
First one you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was Nick Benson. I don't remember. I was like drinking Jack Daniels, and just, we were both getting really wasted. And I think I did the word grandmother in Arabic. And he didn't know it was grandmother for the longest time, and he was worried that his actual grandma would see it.
Wait, so why did you get
so
in
his
Arabic?
grandma saw it, and it said in Arabic, with elder, or or something like that. But it did mean grandmother, And I was like, way to go, dude! First tat meant grandmother,
But you wanted that for his grandma? It was like a
I think so, yeah. I think
seems
that's
so.
yeah.
with elder.
Yeah.
Dope.
But I did it wasted. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So that was my first tat. Like my first tat with a real.
I did one.
In a
I did one
machine.
word in Arabic, and it was. I told him, I was like, "Can you read it?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "I can't read it. I have no business tatting it. You can't read it. Do you want this?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right. Well, if it's misspelled, you print it out from your font website you trust.
Yeah.
You fact check it with whoever can speak Arabic. I'll tat it." And we'll cross our fingers. You know what I mean? If it's wrong, then that's you being wrong. I'm just going to do what you gave me to do the job, and I'm going to undertake it. And it was for his dad, and it was like a USMC Bulldog thing, but his dad came to the U.S., and he got citizenship, joined Marines, and so he wanted the USMC, but they also wanted like something Arabic underneath it. I have no idea what it meant. Maybe it said dad. I don't know. I assume so. Said something, that's for sure. And tattooed it, and 6 months later he came back and he was pissed at me saying I did it wrong. And at that point I was trying to be like cool and like I drawn it up, so I was taping my tracing paper to the wall, and I was like, and I had like I still had the tracing paper. And I'm like, no, like, and it was spelt correctly, but it was missing like a little whoop.
No, yeah.
If you're listening and not watching, a little hoop is
It's like a little, like a comma.
Yeah,
a backwards
something
comma.
like that. Yeah, had a little bit of that, and pronunciation was probably not pronounced like that. But that's my description of what it looked like, was a hoop.
A hoop.
You know what I'm saying?
A little swat.
Yeah, so fucking, I didn't put that on the end of it, but the reference he brought in didn't have that on it, and my drawing didn't have that on it, so I did my job clearly. And without that little hoop, it did not pronunciate correctly, and it made a big difference, I suppose. And yeah, he wanted me like add it on for free, and it was like 6 months later, and I was just like, dude, no, like I don't tattoo for free, like shop minimum, and I threw it on there.
That's a huge reason why I stay away from lettering, man. It's like,
yeah.
I have to like, I'll do the lettering and then I'll give it to the person. I'll say, okay, I want you to sit with this for at least 5 minutes and make sure every single letter is correct.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be involved with something that's,
Other than that, I've
correct.
never misspelled something, because like I've tell them, write it out. All right, check this out. Look at it. Okay, cool. That is what you're gonna get. What is on the stencil is what I will do, and it's up to you. You know, and even like people get weird grammar Nazi about it too. Like, oh, it doesn't have quotations, or it needs a period, or that's bullshit. It's like I got mine
just
all
stay
in
away
caps.
from the
And there is
words
no period.
altogether.
Yeah, just don't get them. Less is more. 3 to 5 at most.
Art is
if
so
that.
much better, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless you're going to somebody like Norm.
Right.
For lettering, which he makes an art out of.
Yes.
You know, don't just go get computer font. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and
You're gonna hate it.
And it always looks tacked on to the tab. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like, unless it's designed with it in mind. But if they come in and they're like, I want to get this and I want to add this, it's gonna look like you got this and added that.
Yeah, and
it's not gonna make it more
like
meaningful.
A tat next to tat, you know?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. My rule is like, 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. We can work that in across the top, across the bottom. We can put a banner, things like that. But like when we're getting into like a full sentence or two, then like I'm not the guy to tattoo that for you.
Yeah.
It's just too much happening. And ultimately, like, how meaningful is it really going to be when you have that many small letters that are now blown out and you can't even read those characters in 10, 15 years anyways? It maybe be a lot more... My forehead. I know, dog. I know.
I was looking right at his forehead.
maybe like simple California on the side. It's legible.
I'm sure you
thin.
can turn. You can probably turn that into some barbed wire if you'd want.
Yeah, but now,
That'd be sick.
But now forehead tattoos are a thing. Like, I mean, like people were getting their foreheads tatted, and they're getting barbed wire on their forehead. And, like that's like a thing now. It's crazy. Like. Yeah. And I didn't know anyone that had a forehead tattoo when I got my forehead tattooed.
It's fucking insane. Right?
I kind of want it gone now, like, cause I don't know. I'm just going through this phase right now where I don't really want any tattoos. I'm pretty burnt on them. I love doing them. I love seeing them, but I'm pretty sick of seeing them on me, and I'm sick of being asked about them, and the repercussions of wearing them are outweighing me wanting them. Does that make sense?
On
like,
the face, though, right? You're talking about the ones on the
face, hands, neck, arms. Yeah, like I would like to move about in a way to where people will just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like I don't want the attention that I've brought upon myself by wearing these.
Yeah,
I think that throughout my life, everything I've been attracted to has been something that's obscure or different that would cause attention. That's always been a repercussion, but the repercussion was out, like, me wanting it outweighed the repercussions of having the thing, Like when I was a kid, like bright colored clothes or getting to punk and like spiking my hair and then cutting a mohawk and then stretching my ears and piercing myself, wanting tattoos, like it was worth it, like, and then now I think like it's kind of not as much worth it anymore. I think the excitement has worn down, the novelty has worn off, the repercussions are what is present. And
well, now you're not different though, as well.
Maybe that's it.
You're not different anymore. Everyone there, not exactly like looking like you, but I can find a couple people that that would be right down the same alley as in like looks wise. As it's like you're not shouting out anymore, as in like being different.
But I don't even really like.
But you just said you like that. You like the.
I think you're
you
right.
used to like the people.
I didn't like the
you know.
attention associated with it. No, I just like that.
That you-
I felt like I was expressing myself. Like when I got into punk rock music, I would have these pants. Everyone had these pants, right? And I'd buy this patch that I loved, and I loved this band, and I'd sew it on my pants. And now no one has these pants with this patch on it. It doesn't mean to them what it means to me. I'm expressing myself. You know, it's like yeah, you know. And then eventually, when I started getting tattooed, I'm like, I could just get that Subhumans tattoo. I don't have to like try anymore. I'm just getting all these bands tattooed on me. Fuck it. I'm not gonna sew shit on my pants no more. It's way easier, you know? And
yeah, band tats are a no-go. Me too.
I like my band tats. Those are the ones I don't regret, to be honest with you, man. I mean, like, yeah, I don't get the band's name, but like, I don't know. I like the ones that you have to know. Like your client
I
earlier,
get you,
like
you
that
know, like-
Bauhaus one. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's tight.
There's some that are acceptable, but I just I don't know. I don't listen to the same music I did when I was younger.
Right.
So I feel like if I would have gotten that fucking band tat when I was younger, probably wouldn't have liked it now,
Okay.
because it's like I like the band, but it's like I'm not into them like I was,
Right. But are you into like anything that you were, that you was, that you still are, that you're now going to be later? Like, I mean, is anything
Not
really
really,
relevant as it was? I think it's a mark in
But
time.
we can go back to traditional all day long and say that will be,
Cool forever.
relative later, and
It's true.
I think with traditional tattooing, it's very tattooing for every
Yeah.
Like you can't
Just
hate,
looks good.
Can't hate a sick eagle,
Right.
ever. Like I do those panthers all the time,
Yeah.
and I always tell my clients, because my clients always ask me, you ever get sick of doing those? The day that I get sick of drawing a panther head is the day that I quit tattooing.
Right.
Panther heads are sick, whether they're chrome, whether they're regular, whether they have glasses or not. That's all fun.
Yeah.
It's all tatting.
Yeah.
I
I wonder, like, I think you're right. I think you hit on something because, like, I think it was like, whoa, face tattoos, fuck yeah, that's wild. Yeah, face tat, fuck yeah.
And I could see you, like,
A little bit.
well,
I'm gonna do it. No one's got the fucking forehead. You know what I mean?
And then when someone got the forehead, you
I'm
went
like,
and got the scarification.
yeah, and I'm like, oh man, So, but now I look at like Ed Hardy with just like the neck tat. I'm like, ooh, just one neck tat. It's kind of sexy. It's kind of dope. Like Ed Hardy. Yeah, shout out to you. What up, man? Like, I kind of think that's cool. Like, I think it's cool when you see, like someone that doesn't have their hands tattooed. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, that is almost, to me, like I feel like when I see people tattooed in the way I kind of got tattooed, in the way everyone's currently getting tattooed, I look at it as kind of like immature and impatient and just trying too hard. Looks kind of poser to be tattooed from the elbow down, right? But like if I see someone, like, I don't see tattoos on them, take off their t-shirt and their back's tattooed, their front's tattooed, I'm like, fuck, that's real. That's rad.
Pay attention, Weinberg.
Who?
We have a friend at the shop that hangs out, and he's trying to get his hands tattooed, and I keep telling him, man, he's got a lot of nice tattoos,
right?
And he's got none, none here, none anywhere you could see if you had a a long sleeve shirt. I keep telling him, man, he keeps wanting to tattoo his hands, and I'm like, dude, don't do it, man.
Right. I just think that if tattooing
more
was
respectable that way, dude.
I think if tattooing was less acceptable, I think that people would make wiser decisions on the things they got. Like if you couldn't get a job with a tattoo on your arm, and tattoos cost a lot of money and they hurt, and you still wanted to do it for you, like think about back in the tattooing we idolized, right? You'd go in and this is all you had to choose from. If you didn't like this, then you didn't like tattoos, you didn't get tattooed. You would get your chest, you get your back, whatever. You get these big tattoos, you pay a lot of money, you sit, whatever, and you're hanging out in tattoo shop, talking tattoos, looking at tattoos, thinking about tattoos, going through this, enduring this procedure, this pain over and over and over again. By the time you got to do one on your arm, you knew exactly what you wanted to get on your arm. And you knew you were kind of in this world. You know what I mean? But now you can come in this world and just like get your first tat on your finger.
Yeah, show your face. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, and you're practicing on like, on such important, valuable parts of your body. You go shake a hand, it's the first thing they see, And like, do you really want like your life
And
story.
they look gross, dude.
It just looks dirty.
I have hand tattoos. You have hand tattoos.
They're nasty.
You know, they're.
Anthony's smart. He doesn't.
Yeah, you're super smart, man.
You know what
They
I mean?
just look gross, dude.
They don't look good.
Yeah, especially over time, man.
Yeah.
They just, you know, I wish I would have not done any of my hands. You know,
I'm always embarrassed of them. You know, and I remember when I got my...
except for my Steve tat. I like my monkey.
I like my avocados. I don't like all the shit around it, though.
Yeah.
And I remember when I wanted to get my knuckles done, my buddy Tino, one of the guys taught me how to tattoo, he had told me, he's like, he didn't have his hands or knuckles at the time. And I wanted to get my knuckles done. And at the time, I was really into Norm. Norm keeps coming back in this conversation. And I was really into lettering. And there's a few letterheads I was following that I was like really soaked on. And I was seeing this trend of like script going across the knuckles. You know what I mean? Like if they were just, and I was like, whoa. And then
Mind blown.
Instagram had just happened. This was super exciting. And I was like, I want to get like open mind across my knuckles. I want to go all the way across. And he's like, okay, well, maybe like just do them and we'll separate them and they'll kind of connect filigree, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't have his fingers done. And I'm like, why don't you have your fingers done? He's like, I think they just look dirty. I like my hands clean. I'm like, what do you mean they look dirty? Like, this looks cool. He's like, they just look kind of dirty. And like, I was not around healed finger tattoos. No one was getting their fingers tattooed.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It was only tattooers.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. And in my world, you know what I mean? Like, Instagram had just happened, so the world had not opened up to me yet. Tattooing what was happening in that shop. I didn't know what was happening the next city over, the next state over. I didn't know what the fuck's happening on the other side of the world. I just saw it was in books. So to me, I'm like, whoa, like people are getting these finger tattoos. I don't see that. That's cool. That's new. That's exciting. Wow. I want my fingers tattooed. And you know, he thought they looked dirty, and we tattooed them, and I loved them, and they healed up, and they're kind of light, and all the fine line stuff kind of fell out. So we went and drilled them in again, and it kind of fell out again. We went and drilled them in again, kind of fell out again. The only parts that stayed were my blown out parts, and all the thin parts just kind of went right out. Mm-hmm. Looking back now, I wish I would have just gotten fucking caps, simple, just bam, across, or maybe not at all.
Yeah.
Because maybe, do I really want to talk?
I mean, he's totally right about the dirty look.
Yeah.
You know? I look at my hands all the time and I go, damn, I wish it looks dirty.
Simple is best, less is more. Like a bunch of silly shit across the fingers only looks cool in that photo.
Yeah.
Very, very, very rarely. Yes, there's an anomaly. There's one or two people walking around with cool healed finger tattoos, but it is very, very rare. Is not commonplace, and it's probably not worth the risk. You know what I mean? And I think what I'm getting at now is I think it's almost cooler to not be tattooed. I think it's cooler to not have them visible and not be trying so hard. If I really don't like the attention, then why am I drawing so much attention to myself? And that's kind of...
I think it's cooler to have good tats.
I think so too.
Because, like, I see horrible tats all day long in Venice Beach, you know. They
right.
Everybody's from all around the world's walking by, you know. And I see a lot of horrible tats. You know what really makes me mad is when I see a really nice portrait or something, but it's backwards. You're like, oh, he just missed the mark by that much,
right,
you know?
Right.
But no, I mean, I think if you have good tattoos, it's really noticeable.
Right.
You know, it's like... really, really noticeable. It makes you look at that person and go, "Oh, okay." I think might be smart.
I think the curse is that like I have an opinion now on tattoos that I think is before I just liked tattoos. You could be covered in garbage and I liked it. You know what I mean? And I think me learning about tattoos and doing tattoos and getting tattoos and having tattoos and tattoos just being everything to me for this last 10 years. Now I have an opinion, and I think that opinion has kind of killed the magic along with tattoos. Like it's kind of killed, like, I think if I never became a tattooer, I'd love all the tattoos I wear. Cause I don't know what a good tattoo is, you know what I mean? And now that I know what a good tattoo is, it's killed a lot of the magic of my tattoos. Yeah. Because I know they could have been placed a little bit better. I know they could have been thought out a little bit different. I know now what I didn't know then. I value them far more now than I ever did. And I could go to different people now that I didn't know existed back then. So if I could do it again, I would love to. And that's why I'm getting stuff lasered. And I'm trying to make the effort give myself the tattoos that I feel I deserve now. And I'm very envious of people coming out the gate with good tattoos right off the bat right now.
Yeah,
but I think it's fucking awesome.
Every time I start like a new project on a client, I'm always like, man, I'm so jealous of this.
Right, I want that.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Dude, you're
I want
lucky.
to. I want to reflect what I'm putting out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, if I'm walking around with my hands and neck and face, who am I to tell someone don't do your hands, neck, or face if I'm rocking it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that my mishaps and judgments and learning about tattoos have helped me steer people in the right direction. Like, hey, this is what healed finger tattoos look like. Check it out. You know what I mean? Like I can speak from experience. You know what I mean? But I just want to have good tattoos. I want to have tattoos.
That's smart.
That I like. They're gonna be there for a long time.
That's smart, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally smart.
So I don't know. How do you feel? Are you okay with decisions you've made? Do you like the markers in time? Are you okay with like bad ones, the good ones, the times in between?
Man, I'm cool with most of them. I'd say like, there's a lot. I think everybody has tattoos that they don't like.
Right.
I wish I would have gotten a second chance for sure, because
Right.
then I would have like
Did you get tattooed
really
pretty fast
killed the
too?
game on my own sleeves, But I practice on myself a lot, so
Really?
a lot of the stuff that I have is even done from me. It's like I said, I was working in that one shop. It was just me and like one other tatter. And we didn't tat anybody else. It was just us. So we would tattoo each other and do that occasional $20 LA tat.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have taken back all the garbage I did on myself and gotten from other people and really stuck with the shit I know now. I'd be killing the game right now with my own work. Instead, I scared myself into not even wanting to get tats anymore. But I'm 30 years old now, so but I don't know. I'd probably change a couple tats. Yeah.
I've learned a lot from getting tattooed. I think that I've learned more from getting tattooed and having tattoos. Not more than doing them. But I've learned a big portion of what I know about tattoos is from the tattoos that I've gotten and worn over the years, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I could do it over again, I would. And I'm going to try.
I think a lot of the like good tattooing has come with all the research,
You have a constant updated tattoo magazine on your phone any time of day.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm, I think we all at the shop, especially our shop, and I'm in a couple other shops that I know of that, that do the same kind of style tattooing. I'm sure they get the same way, but we get super giddy when someone gets a new book, a new old school book where we can just pick and look at stuff and learn new history, and
right.
I think that's what makes us giddier, than the new stuff.
Right.
The new stuff that comes out. Yeah, there's a lot of killer tattooers out there.
But it's too much of it to where it kind of like it's not that.
Right, it's too much. It's hard to appreciate one thing when you have 7 others that are just like it out there. And
exactly.
that bums me out because I'm a tattooer. That's kind of like other tattooers. So it's like.
Right.
It doesn't really matter as long as I'm just doing clean tattoos and worrying about my clients and, just being a tatter tot.
Ooh, I like that.
You need to follow Monday Malarkey.
Yeah. Ooh, I think we might be wrapping it up. These are always dirty as hell. All right, we're back from our break. We've been having a little momentary blackouts. I don't know what's going on with the camera situation, but the audio is rolling through smooth, and it's not as much of an issue for you as it is for us, but
we're just too beautiful for the cameras to...
It just can't look at us for that long. I couldn't look at us for that long. I'm sure people aren't looking at it and didn't even know about the blackouts. They're just kind of tuning out and listening anyways. I think podcasts are best listened to, but I tend to glance at them from time to time. I'm never watching a podcast all the way through.
I watch them all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
But they have to have camera switching angles and more than a couple people on there to make it worth watching just a person.
I guess it depends on the podcast, yeah. But
that's fair. I wonder if I should put that in. Banter. All right, we'll start again right now. All right, so we're back from our break that I did not announce because the camera died, but it's back on now. So let's rewind back a bit from our banter of our tangent about traditional and go back to like when I met you and how you got from where you were to where you are now. What was the switch? How did you get the steez that you have now?
I think a lot of it had to do with, getting books and stuff like that. But there, from House of Ink, I went to High Seas, where I met you.
Right.
And all the people there and everybody there were really like into traditional tattooing, and it wasn't until I got my first book where I was like, wow, Coleman book.
Yeah, that was a big switch for you.
Yeah, Coleman's a great tattooer. He's one of the best for his time, and
of all time.
I don't know. I just think that like all these books that I've been getting and all the collecting and I think it's stricken me.
I think that when you got the Coleman book, I think you had it for like a week, and you'd already painted.
That was my first book, yeah.
And you had painted like, I don't know, because I was only going one day a week because I had my shop at the time, and I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I think you had like 5 sheets, like a sheet a week, and you had these girls lined up like 1, 2, 3, 4 pinups on one sheet, and you had girl heads, and like and you did like the chola versions of them in black and gray, and I was like, that's his thing. He does like really good girls. Like you traced them, you figured them out, and you had your way about them, but you had it figured out. I remember even a couple years later, like me like telling you, I need to get better at girls. I'm looking at your shit right now.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember that.
Like the way you do the nose, the way you fucking figured that out. It was so simple, so clean, and I think you just, I don't know, how did you connect with it? Like I found for me, sometimes putting your hand to it, you understand it much more, but like you had it figured out quick.
Like you said it earlier, like you had a style, but it wasn't like out of a book style, it was it was your own thing, and I had my own thing going on. I love the bold anyways, I was already experimenting with 14 liners and, things like, and opening them up. And, I think it just takes that structure, the traditional structure to make things look like a tattoo, It wasn't,
your tattoo's only as good as the reference you have.
Influenced by, most of those tattooers. And influenced by these books, and that was my first book. That Cap Coleman was my first book that I ever owned, tattoo book. And I own like 15 now. Yeah, 15, 20 books, something like that. And I have an arsenal of traditional you can come in and ask me for anything, and I've got it. Yeah. Or I know where because I've been through the books so many times that I know exactly where it's at. Mm-hmm. You want a pirate girl, I got you. Yeah. Cap Coleman. Yeah. There's and Cap Coleman was definitely one of the big ones. He was a big changer, I think. Made me.
It changed
things differently.
Changed you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You find the structure in those images it's pretty easy. Yeah.
That makes sense. Like I was saying too, like I was trying to do my thing, and it wasn't until I found the correct reference for me to head in the right direction. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You found your foundation. You were doing walk-in tats. You could fucking tattoo for sure, but you found the right reference to use the skill you had and the knowledge you had.
My whole
to put it in the right direction.
My whole tattoo career, I was always told not to trace these things. That it's all about your art and getting yourself out there, and and even till now, I still get shit for tracing stuff.
But it's not that good if you have nothing to offer. You got to have some kind of base.
It's definitely
to build off
a base. And I stick my foot down, man. It's
but I think you straight away, because now I feel like your tattoos look like your tattoos, but they had to. You had to, if you want to do traditional, you have tradition in mind. And I think now you don't need to grab a tattoo design. You can grab something that looks like a tattoo design off a fucking pocket knife, because now and that was just your starting point that got you the point you are now.
Yeah, that was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? When did we meet?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. I went from House of Ink to High Seas, worked there for a little bit with you guys, and then ended up going back to, House of Ink. Right. And adding on to my, 8 years I've been there, Right. you know, I don't know. I
The
think
cool
that
thing
was
that I
the
remember is like
best.
when you went back, I feel like you were pushing that tradition onto the walk-ins, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
for sure. Every day.
Yeah,
Every day.
And I saw it because before we worked together, it was a separate thing. It was on and off switch. And you're trying to sell it, but then you just like that was what you were selling. That was the foundation to anything. So I remember specifically you did like the sideways like Raiders tattoo on a forearm.
Yeah.
But it was fat as fuck. You know what I mean? And it was whipped, and I'm like, man, you made this sideways like Raiders fucking tat really cool. And me and Anthony were like, damn, that's cool. Like I would have just like did it like the fucking bumper sticker stencil it is. But like you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. You're getting that. And like that dude probably doesn't even know how cool it was.
I try and find the fun out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that every tattoo you can break down, any kind of like art you can break down and turn it into a traditional tat if you want. It wouldn't be considered a traditional tat, but it would be like a traditional style tat.
Traditional approach.
Yeah.
Because there's traditional imagery, and there's a way you approach something. You put a line on it. You put some black shading on it.
Yeah.
There's a way you
Yeah,
make
that's
that
why I
image.
always say that. There's a traditional style tattoo, and then there is a hardcore traditional tattoo.
Right. Yeah.
You know, which would be, you know, drawn out of a book.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got strict on people, dude. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
I just decided one day that, you know, I'm done with the bullshit, dude. I want to learn how to tat and tat the right way.
Right.
And be a fucking good tattooer. You know, somebody who you can come in and you can get anything you want. You can think of anything that, you know, comes along with this style and I can nail it, you know?
Right.
Whether it's old school looking, whether it's black and gray, whether, you know, it's all going to look the same. It's going to be my stuff.
I think your niche has been that, but then building on that with like current pop culture, like fashion things, like your Panther with the guy earlier was like, I want to get a Gucci print in there. You know what I mean? Or a Louis Vuitton or
Those are
whatever.
fun. Yeah.
Like, how did that
Sometimes
come
I like having fun.
Yeah.
You know?
So like, did you just like do Panthers? Like, oh, I can doodle on these little leopard spots, no problem. Make a doodle on this Argyle pattern.
I did a whole Panther, you know. That was another thing that
So that's
actually
a current
that
niche right
actually
now.
comes with that is if you paint it, they'll come.
Yeah.
You know, paint anything, man. Paint what you want people to get tatted, and they'll get it tattooed. You know.
If they don't, you paint better.
If they
Keep doing
don't,
it.
yeah, keep doing it, man. Someone will get one of those images. It's crazy, you know. And I think you know that's something that I took from High Seas as well. Is that you know. Don't skip out on your job. This is your job. You're doing Flash, and it's your job.
It's your menu.
And yeah,
it needs to be good.
It's totally your menu, man. It's like, it's crazy. You know, I never used to think that you could just paint something and someone would get it. You know, and get it tattooed. I thought it was all from the phone. You know,
Right.
you know, especially now, and it's like you got to force people to do it. You know,
Right.
almost sometimes. But what was it?
Well, maybe now it's still from the phone. It's just you're on their phone now.
Yeah, you know, hopefully
Yeah.
that'd be tight. No, I don't even answer emails unless there's something that I want to do. Cause,
Right.
you know, walk-ins are different. If it's a walk-in, I'll do it. You know,
They're there,
I'll
they
do
walked in,
whatever
they're
it
relevant,
is. But
yeah.
yeah, if it's somebody hitting me up offline, I won't even answer. Or I'll tell them that we have other artists in the shop.
So how the funky leopard sunglass Panther dealios come about?
Going back to that. So in 2015, I did a flash sheet of like 4 or 5 Panthers. All of them were different. One had sunglasses. And everyone kept pointing that one out and saying they wanted it. That's the one I wanted. Oh,
Right.
I'm on the beach. That's the one, you know? And so I just decided to make another flash sheet of it, you know? Another crazy one, right? I think it was like, I ended up trading that with a friend, Stray Dog Tattoos, but I did a like leopard panther on it. I did a different colored leopard. I did a blue tiger one, all with the same panther head because that's what people wanted.
Filled it in different each
you
time,
know.
yeah.
they're not asking me for another panther head. They're like, I want this chrome panther head. You know,
Right.
I'm not gonna say no because it's my chrome panther head, and I'm
That's true.
having fun with it.
You became
know?
Chrome Daddy for sure.
So, you know, I think it's just that 2015 year flash that I did. It just people kept picking it, so I just kept making them, and trying to get as weird as I can get. My buddy Matt always puts me on like the weirdest shit.
Yeah, you were.
know?
You're a fucking weirdo. You were doing the negative tats for a second too.
Yeah, I think he put me on the negative tats as well too.
Damn,
He showed
trendsetter.
me, yeah, well, no.
Trend follower.
He should sort of. He showed me some guy that was doing it, and the guy wasn't really doing it right. And I was like, oh, I know how to do it right. Like I looked at it and I was like, oh, duh, he's not doing this.
Right.
I need to do this, and I can do it. Let's do it, Matt. You know, and my buddy Matt was like, yeah, let's do it, and then we did it.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I actually packed white in it for the first one, and it healed horrible.
Right.
You know, and luckily he's a tattooer, and you know he doesn't really care. And it's on the back of his butt. You know, like.
Right.
But we did another one. I did it without white, and it worked way better, and it healed way better. So.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, those are trippy tattoos. Those are hard to do, dude.
Have you? Has that died off, or have you done one of those recently?
No, I don't even show people them because it's like it's that hard, you know. It's rough. It's like you don't have the white to start off with. You got to start off with black, and it's all backwards, dude. You know?
Yeah, it's
like,
literally backwards, upside down,
crazy.
flipped around.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't like doing them. I
Yeah.
just did it for the the wow factor the first time or whatever.
And so there was quite
it
the
was on
wow
that.
though. It was like a little
It got
hit.
shebangy. I think that was like yeah, a little shebangy.
Yeah.
I think that was like one of those. There's a few like tattoos that I do that get really liked on Instagram, and they have their own like categories. You know, you have your Panthers, my Panthers, and then the beach scenes get their own kind of likes. You know, their own kind
Right.
of like attention. It's weird.
So with these
Tattooing's weird.
with these little hits, is that what led you into like this is obviously a marketable good idea. People will buy it on a t-shirt, people will buy it on a backpack. Like did that lead it like how did you lead into wanting to do all this merchandise you've been messing with?
Society 6 is a good site. I mean, it's a good site for a lazy tattooer, I think, you know?
Right.
I'm a lazy tattooer. I don't want to go every day and ship these things out.
Right.
And I think Society 6 just kind of like offers like a huge abundance of stuff. You know, you could get coffee mugs, you could get, computer laptop cases and stickers and
Right.
you know, anything you want with this one design that I did, you know, which is cool. It's cool. And I get paid for everything. Not a lot, but enough.
More than if you didn't do it.
Enough. Yeah. It definitely saved me for Christmas. So, you know,
That's cool. December can be hard.
yeah. Thank you to everybody who bought
Yeah.
shit too. Yeah, I don't know. That's society. I don't know. I don't really want to rep Society 6 because it's not my company, you know,
Right.
and it sucks that it's not.
But it is
my
the vehicle
company,
you're
but
using.
It's the vehicle I'm using, and it's it's working great.
Do you
I
see
don't have
yourself
any
ever
problems
parting
with it.
with that and trying to do something on
Yeah,
your
for
own?
sure. You know, once I get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Once I get the opportunity. Yeah. I've never really had the opportunity, so I'm the kind of guy that just kind of flies by the seat of my pants. You know, I'm just along for this ride that they call tattooing. You know, it's fucking insane, dude.
That's wild.
And I think the merchandise helps a little bit with, you know, especially our winter months. you
Well,
know,
also
things
just in
like that.
general, like social media, like all of these people aren't getting tattooed. There's a lot of people that just
There's-
like that Panther.
Well,
and
yeah,
wanna buy it.
there's also a lot of people that buy, you know, like I paint on shoes.
Yeah.
I paint on Vans, you know, and sell them. And I think people get the satisfaction of getting a tattoo sort of off those Vans. Cause like I'll get an email sometimes of people, they'll actually, they'll say it. They'll be like, yo, I live here. I've always loved your stuff. I haven't been able to get down there. Buying these shoes would be something super cool. It'd be like getting tattooed, you know?
That's cool.
And
Hurts a
you
lot
know,
less.
Yeah, you know, but
Still handmade.
you know, definitely warmer.
What's warmer?
Your feet. You know? Yeah, no, but that's
How many shoes have you done so far? Because they take a while to
30
do.
maybe.
And you gotta like build up
30
that
pairs?
white to really make it
Hell
hit.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, those things take like at least a week.
Have you done them
For
all
each
negative,
one.
or do you ever do black on white? I mean, they get stained.
Oh yeah, I've done. I only do the black, either black or white. So it's like you get a white shoe with black ink,
Right.
or vice
Is it
versa.
the black is a little bit more forgiving? It takes longer, but is it like a little bit?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I've seen a couple people making shoes too.
Right.
Since I've been doing it, and I'm not original.
No, it's been
I
done.
took the idea from somebody else.
Right.
But I've seen a couple people do it, and I just say in my head like they would trip if they did the white shoes with the black ink, because it's a real struggle to get it to not bleed out.
Right, like blows out on the canvas.
Oh yeah, and there's little tricks that I've learned since I've been doing it, and that's a big one. Yeah, it's complete opposite. The black shoes with the white are so much easier to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of prepped for it, doing those weird negative tattoos.
You've
You've already thought backwards before. Bring that shoe my way. I'll paint that
Just
thing
paint
right
on a
away.
shoe, I've done experiments with like the colored ones too. Bought some neon paints and
Do you like doing it? Are you burnt on it? Is it fun? It's a little crafty time.
both. Yeah. I'm a little burnt on it. But I love doing them. I mean, shit, people are buying them.
Yeah.
And they're paying for my kids' money at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll do whatever it takes to be
Yeah.
able to support myself and my child. So.
Yeah, that's cool. So we've been chatting for quite a bit. It's getting late. I think we should wrap it up. I think we should end it with
That's what she said.
That's a good. It's really smart. Always use protection. But like, if you want to support Ozzy and you can't get tattooed by him, you could just buy his stuff. You could have something handmade on your feet, keep them warm, as he would say. Do you plan on putting anything else out, like little books of flash? Do you sell anything like that? Do you commission sheets, anything like that? I don't think I've seen
All
that.
of my
come out.
flash is for sale.
Yeah.
If you see any flash on my page that you want, I haven't been doing flash a lot just because of the shoes
Right.
lately.
It's kind of replaced the flash.
Yeah, I'll get back into it soon.
And you're
as
busy
soon as I'm done with
tattooing
all
it,
this,
so
yeah.
there's, what I mean?
Which is good, but
Yeah.
If there's any kind of flash that anybody sees, they can buy it. It's only originals. I don't really do prints.
That's cool.
But I will come out with a line book one day.
Yeah.
I have so much line work. It's crazy, dude.
Do you keep it organized? Do you have a
I
line
keep
book?
literally every single design I've ever done.
But do you have it like mine's kind of a messy pile?
Oh yeah, mine's in a little folder. Just
Shoved
you
in.
know what? I had someone help me organize it, so it's actually organized. It's actually
But mine gets
Super
organized, but the
organized.
second a client sees it, it's now not organized.
no, mine's organized now. It's got little slips in it with like panthers, and then it's got a
Dude,
little,
put something out.
dude,
I'll
yeah.
buy it.
all right,
Yeah. That's sick.
we'll make it work.
Sounds cool. Yeah. Ozzy Inc. on Instagram. House of Ink in Venice Beach. Society 6 dash Ozzy. What? How's it? Is it Society 6 then Ozzy? How do they find that?
It's www.society6.com/Ozzy Inc.
That's easy. All right, yeah. And everything will be in the description below. If you don't know what description is, you don't know what below means, you look below the video, you tap down there, it'll say Ozzy's Instagram, it'll say everything we just said, it'll say mine if you care, but you're already probably following me if you're here, maybe not. Maybe Ozzy sent some people this way, I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for washing. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so
Stay
much.
clean,
Stay
America.
clean. Wash it, wrap it, buy some shoes, keep your feet warm. Thank you, dude. It was fun hanging out today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Talk in the microphone one more time.
Hello, hello, hello.
Keep going.
Hello, hello, hello.
You're number 2, right? Keep talking.
I'm number 2. I'm number 2.
Tell me about that.
You're number 1.
Hey, you're goddamn right. All right.